Well, hello everybody. How are you? I missed the very end of Ray's live stream because I was getting ready to do this. So if you took it down, you guys are going to have to catch me up on what I missed. Let me quickly say hello to everybody here today. Amy's here, Claymere, Diane, Evening Shade, Greg with Fit for Expedition, Fordman, Kenneth Oaks. We've got Anthony, hella artsy dude. Jane is here, Janice, John, Lillian. Mayhem RV, nothing but trouble. You are Jeff. You do know that. We have Marshall here with Melonomadic Adventures, Michael Ann, Spoiled Mama, Mike B, Mo Bang for Your Bucks, Ms. Lizzie. We have Joy, Laura, Lori. Oh my goodness, things are jumping all over the place. Outdoor Adventures with Ron, Philly Road Tech, Really Creative Travel, Robin Payne. Hey, you guys, it's so good to see you all here. Slow Lane Living with Paula and Randy, Tammy Cox, Ride Share Road Warrior Rick. Bree is here at TGIF. Christina's here at the Dyson's Crazy Adventures. Hello, DJ and Amy with the Morris family. Tracia's here. Traveling Nate Dog. Hello, hello. Van Life Voyages. Van Life with Gina. Weekend RVing. And I know I missed a whole bunch of you. Hello, Floss. Good to see you. Charlie Grace. Great to have you here. Auntie. Hello. Kathleen's going to be lurking in the bushes. I was just thinking there's probably a lot of lurking going on in the last live stream, but we'll discuss that one on Saturday. How is everybody doing? Oh, thank you, Greg. I let my hair air dry. All right, so I'm really excited to find out what's going on with Kevin at the NOMOC Experience. If you guys remember him coming onto my live stream before, oh my God, he totally threw me for a loop. He is a funny charmer that I could hardly keep up with. It was like, if you miss that interview, you have to go back or at least catch the highlights reel. It was I probably laughed more in that interview than in any interview I've ever done before. But we have him back today, and he's going to update us on what's going on in his life and what his plans are. And so I'm super excited to find out. I probably need you guys to help support me in this because he's a fast talker. So you let me know what I miss in the chat. Aw, Tim, we'll bang for your bucks. Thank you so much. That's greatly appreciated. Hello, Jean-Marc. Yes, Lillian, we all love Kevin. And I did see him before the live stream. And if he's wearing a loincloth, I can't see it. He is fully clothed from what I can tell. But let's just bring him up and find out for ourselves. Well, hello.
Not only fully clothed, but I have a sweatshirt on because it's a nice 58 degrees where I'm at.
58 degrees? That's kind of chilly, isn't it? Oh, you must be farther north than the last time I talked to you. But we're not going to say just yet. What is new with you? You're in a completely different vehicle since I talked to you last.
Yeah, so I'm in a different van. The last van that I was in was a 97 Chevy Express, and this is a 2020 Ram ProMaster.
Wow. Do you feel like there's a little less stress having a newer vehicle?
Oh, yeah. There's definitely there's still a little tiny bit of stress, but it's not the same stress I had before. The stress I have now is I go so far back into the backwoods that I need, for one, to get a 2-inch lift on the front and a 1-inch lift on the back. And also I need to invest in about $2,000 worth of tires, which is coming soon because my front ones are getting bald. And those tires are BF Goodrich KO2s. Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about anything puncturing them if I'm way up into the mountains like I've been so many times, and there's no cell service. So if I puncture a tire, if I get into trouble, so $2,000 is going to be an investment for my safety because I get pretty crazy back there.
Absolutely.
just like my last location, that the video that I did, where it had that epic background where the forest just opened up and it was all plateau of green fields with Douglas firs growing everywhere. In order to get up there was some rock climbing that I had to do in the van. And it was all gravel road, and it was 12 miles up away from civilization, and those tires are a must. So it's going to be
it's great.
expensive.
Honestly, Kevin, right now I'd be happy if my unit was even running. But even when it is, it's like, yeah, like, am I able to change the tire by myself? Do I have everything that I need? You know, you have to make sure that it's in your skill set to take care of something.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I don't know, even when I'm driving, I always get this nauseous kind of stress feeling because if something happened, I feel like I'd be so screwed.
Yeah, I don't get that nauseous. I mean, the worst thing that can happen to me is I'm stuck into the woods for a few days till somebody comes by, and I'm completely off the grid and self-sufficient. I even got a bow and arrow down here on the floor, so if I do run out of food, it's go find me a squirrel or a rabbit.
You have a bow and arrow.
Yeah, let me.
You do. I would have never imagined that, Kevin. How good of a shot are you?
I'm a ringer. I've been hunting since I was a kid. So hang on, let me pull it up.
Like this big. Wow! So you can skin a squirrel. Wouldn't you rather aim for a deer?
I can't eat all that meat being stuck in the woods.
Right. That's right. Sorry. You don't know how to make pemmican and beef jerky or deer jerky. Holy crap!
There's the bow full of dog hair. That's extra. That Bass Pro Shops charge extra for all the dog hair.
Well, of course. No, that looks fantastic. What else do you have for backup plans if you get stranded, Kevin? Like, what about water?
I can always dig for water. I can always dig, 4 feet, 6 feet down, and you're gonna. Most of the ground has water in it. So when you dig a hole 4 or 6 feet with 2 feet diameter, it's a well.
And you have a shovel?
Oh yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
and you have your guard dogs.
Yeah. And the way to filter the water is one, you can either boil it, or two, you just take a t-shirt and you pour the water into the t-shirt and let it filter out.
Mm-hmm. Well, another thing too, you can use a drop or two of unscented bleach. I have some water purification tablets. Yeah. So you're set for food, you're set for water. What about power if you got stuck?
Oh, I've got solar.
How much solar do you have, Kevin?
I've got 400 watts, and that's going into a 100 amp hour lithium battery, a Battleborn battery, and I can probably go 5 days using my laptop. I can probably go 5 days. If I was just charging my cell phone and using it for lights, I could go 2 weeks.
Wow. So you still haven't revealed where you are yet, but my question is, are you affected by smoke? Because there's a wide range of areas that are affected by smoke right now.
No, there's no smoke in the atmosphere where I am.
Well, now I'm getting really curious because I'm thinking there was even smoke in my atmosphere, and I'm very far from a forest.
If you were a Patreon member, you could have watched today's video. I released the video 12 for you muted me.
I did. I went to adjust your mic and I clicked the wrong button.
Is it too loud?
No, you're not loud enough, my dear. Go figure. I think that's better. If you guys could put a 1 in the chat and let me know if his volume's a bit better.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. We're testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1's in chat if it's good. 2's in chat.
Have you ever been a radio personality?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever considered it? Because you're really good at it.
On 101.5 WOW. Easy listening.
WOW. Wow. So, before you reveal where you are, is the rumor true? You're kind of running away from civilization?
Yeah, so I guess before we reveal where I'm at, let's discuss why I went off grid.
Yeah.
So I went off grid, no human contact, completely self-sufficient, had enough food, had enough water, had a full tank of gas, and I found a spot in West Yellowstone National or West Yellowstone. It's a town outside Yellowstone National
Yeah.
Park. And I found just roads and roads of Forest Service. So down here in the States, Forest Service areas, you can stay for 14 days in one spot, not move at all.
Okay.
So I drove 2 miles up before I decided to do this. I drove 2 miles up into this road and it just kept going. So I stopped and I turned the van around. I didn't Google it. I didn't, MapQuest it or anything like that. I just knew if it's a Forest Service road and I've gone 2 miles, it goes at least another 10. Just in my experience that I've learned in this lifestyle, taking all these Forest Service roads and doing content over it. Excuse me. So I went back and I kind of did some thinking because I really wanted to drive all the way up there. But I got after Yellowstone National Park, Glacier National Park, after I did that video, I got sick. And I don't know what it was. But it kicked my butt when it came to physical fatigue. Like it was in this area here, just felt everywhere else felt fine, but just in this area here, it's like somebody was taking all my energy out of it. And that in turn also made my mental state of mind. It just when the body is working, when the immune system is working, which is working all the time, it's always fighting something. 100% of the time, your immune system is doing something. That's what it's designed to do. It's always fighting things. So when it's fighting too much, it will rob from other parts of your body to take the energy because it needs that first. And you need to be alive more than you need to be happy. So it will take your serotonins, your norepinephrines. It'll take everything it possibly can, or it'll stop the production of them as much as before because it's needing all the calories, all the carbohydrates, everything like that to combat something. So my mental state suffered quite a bit. And then one day it came back. But after that one day, it was gone again. And I was also very angry. Angry is not the word. I was very disheartened. I was very disappointed with Yellowstone. Yellowstone's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Yellowstone National Park was gorgeous, but I was there on a Friday and it was so overwhelmingly packed. And a lot of the people driving normal vehicles, not the RVs, just normal vehicles, were complete jerks on the road. It's 25 to 45 miles an hour all the way through this spot. And either people were doing 10 miles an hour or they were ticked off that you weren't doing 20 miles an hour over the speed limit.
Yeah.
And every single pull off that I went to go do some video and to shoot was completely, the parking lots were completely full. And they either had people stationed there with signs saying parking lot full and they were doing one in, one out kind of deal. Or you would pull into one that didn't have any people and there was no spots. And that went on all day long. I was there for 7 hours. That went on all day long where I just said, screw it. I'm just going to go straight to Old Faithful and film that. So I missed 50% of the park because I decided to go to Old Faithful. I went to Old Faithful and that parking lot is enormous. You could probably fit 1,000 vehicles in that parking lot. That's how big this parking lot is for that. And it was full. Not every single spot. There was like maybe a couple dozen spots that were open, but they're way in the back, obviously. So I just picked one way in the back and I walked all the way up to, and I filmed that. And I haven't released that yet because, I was still on this. But anyway, I digress.
That's too many people, Kevin. That's just too many people. How could you even breathe?
It was overwhelming and it was disappointing to go into a national park and you can't even do anything to enjoy it. So I'm sitting in West Yellowstone and I'm thinking, one, I'm very upset with people right now. Not, the general public, not people in general, with their attitude and the way they were driving. And, there was fingers in the air. There was people yelling at each other, driving down the road when they'd pass them. It wasn't me because I just do the speed limit no matter what, because I'm there to film and enjoy. Mix that with my mental fatigue and whatever illness I had going on. I just decided
I think we froze for just a second there, buddy. Or are
We're
you
good
just
now?
freezing?
Are we
Okay.
good? You let me know
Yeah,
when we're
you're
good.
good now. You're good
Okay,
now.
what's the last thing? What's the last thing you heard me say?
Basically, it sounds like you're hitting burnout hardcore and tons of people around is not helping it any, and you need to run away from home.
Yeah,
That's what
so
I'm hearing.
I found this spot, and when I drove up there, I had 3 bars worth of service. So I was like, if I'm gonna be a YouTuber and recharge, decompress, I'm gonna do it here where I have no human contact. I'm gonna do an experiment about absolutely no human contact, just to see if that recharges me or not. And so I went there, and after the first day, and I edited that film. My creativity wasn't in it in the editing process. I really had this sense of I just don't have any motivation to edit this, and I think it may have showed in the edit. I don't really know, but we're always more critical on ourselves
Oh,
than we are
absolutely.
than other people are. So that it may or may not have shown in that edit. I'm fully aware of that, but for me, when I stopped that edit, I was like, yeah, this isn't working. It's not because where I was at or anything like that. We're getting really close to me revealing where I'm at. And that's going to come up here in this probably next couple sentences. So I thought to myself, this is 8:00 at night. 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, 8:00 at night. So it was Monday night. I'm laying in my bed and I'm watching Netflix or something. I don't really remember what, but I was like, you know what? I know where I'm going. I'm done with this place. I'm going to come back, but I'm done with this place because there's only one place on this planet that I know would have the best ability to snap me out of it. And as soon as I pulled in and as soon as I opened my van door and I took the dogs out, and I felt the sea on my face, the ocean spray.
Oh, you're making me jealous.
And I let Barrett just run down the beach real late at night. I mean, it was 1,000-mile drive. It was 15 and a half hours. I got there real late.
So you're on the West Coast.
I'm in Oregon.
Yes.
I am in Myers Beach, North Oregon, just north of California.
I have never been there. You tell me more about it, because when you first started describing being there and opening the doors, I could just feel the weight lifting from you as you're explaining it to us.
There is something magical about, and I've been on every beach, basically from San Diego to Canada on the Pacific coast. And there is something about Myers Beach. There's something magical about it. There's something in the air. It's different than anything else. It's different than the other beaches. And the other beaches are awesome too. But there's like this mythical presence at this beach because behind you is Douglas firs and mountains and rolling hills. And in front of you, it's 50 yards of beach and then water. And then in the water, out in the water, there's these huge boulders, these huge rocks. And there's one the size of a cruise ship, and there's ones the size of a Buick, and there's some that are the size of, a person. And they're all up and down this beach, and nobody is there. People pull into that pole because you have to walk down probably 30 feet to get to the beach.
Okay.
People will come to this pull off, and they'll get out of their cars, they'll take a selfie, and they'll leave. Nobody ever goes down to the beach. Nobody, because it's kind of a hike to get down there. So they just pull in because it's very epic scenery, and they take a picture and they leave. So
you have it to yourself. You're just going to be in a lot of people's photos.
When you see my video tomorrow, you understand why.
What's in your video tomorrow, dear?
No, it's me taking the dogs out on the beach and showing people where my location is and why I came here. And what the upcoming series is going to be. That's going to be revealed in tomorrow's video. The upcoming series is, just to give you guys a little bit of a
little teaser for us,
a little history on it, is that there's 10 or 11 scenic pull-offs on the 101. It's called the something Boardman. Samuel H. Boardman Byway, and there's 10
Okay.
pull-offs that are all state park scenic areas. And I remember when I came in here in April or May, I was like, someday I'm going to stop at every single one of those. And that was the first thing that popped into my head when I decided I wanted to recharge and leave the spot that I was on. I'm like, Myers Beach North, if there's a spot that's going to do it, it's that one. And you've got the Boardman Scenic Byway. You wanted to film and see all those. So now I'm going to hit 2 a day and film and release each one of those for the next 5-6 days. And as soon as I turn that camera on this morning to shoot tomorrow's film, you'll see this just transformation of mind, body, and state.
So do you feel like being where you're at now is the healthiest thing for you?
Yeah. So after today, after I filmed and I came to this location that I'm at now, and I've done a couple live streams where I'm at right now because there's good service, where I've walked into the forest. It's called House Rock. After I filmed today, I had this epiphany that came over me that everybody's got a home, a place that they call home, whether it be in a house somewhere or whether it's their parents' house or, wherever. From House Rock, where I'm at right now, all the way to Myers Beach, which is 17 miles away, this is my front and backyard. This is my home.
That's so awesome. Are you going to spend a fair bit of time there right now, Kevin?
Yeah, at least 5-6 days, because it's 2 pull-offs a day that I'm going to film and release. And I'm only going to do 2 a day. I'm not going to ruin it and go look at it again. I'm going to see everything for the first time with you guys, or you guys watching the videos for the first time of all these pull-offs. And I've got to be in Petaluma, California sometime in the next 10 to 14 days. I could probably stretch it out to 14 because I got to pick up my Rhino Rack system that is finally being shipped out. And I have my gas generator, which is going to go somewhere in here so I can plug in my space heater when I'm in the very cold temperatures, because that's all being stored at friends of mine's house. And then I have to get back to Montana by the 30th, because these 2 dogs have their second round of shots at a vet down there. And I'm picking up that puppy to take it to Indiana to a couple subscribers' house. I'm not sure if you know that story about the puppy.
No.
Subscriber of mine, her
I saw you standing with a really cute fur ball, but that's about it, Kevin.
Oh yeah, he's so adorable. Well, his service dog, he's a veteran, and his service dog passed away a little while ago, and they've been having a really hard time finding another service dog puppy. And you have to, a puppy that's a service dog that can be deemed a service dog has to have a family history of obedience and temperament. Okay. And so they got scammed twice. And then another subscriber on our channel, because she's here, her name's Tracy Oceanfire 777. She did some research and she did some research and found a St. Bernard in Montana, 2 hours away from where I was. So she's like, can you go check it out, make sure it's legit? I drove out there. Of course, it's legit. We put a down payment on the dog. And then another subscriber finished the rest of the bill as a paying it forward type of thing to Jeff for his service. And I'm going to go pick up that dog on the 31st. And then I'm driving nonstop straight to Indiana to deliver that dog to Jeff.
That's just a whole lot of love from a whole lot of people, right? Like, what an amazing thing to be a part of. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah. I feel very humbled and lucky to be a part of it. I really, really do. I'm playing a very small part. I'm just a driver, a delivery guy, very small part, but I am in this very huge movement. I mean, if you go from A to Z on this whole story, it's having all this trouble, can't find it. This guy is suffering deep down to this YouTube community is paying for my travel to be able to get there and back, and bought this dog. And this dog isn't cheap. And there's probably going to be a little bit out of my pocket, but I'm not really worried about that. It's just going to be so awesome to hand over that puppy to Jeff and know that story moving forward.
That's so awesome. Tracy says, small world. The breeder turned out to be from where she used to work, a firefighter. There are no coincidences. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Wow. And Steve says, awesome. Thank you, Kevin, for doing the right thing for a veteran.
Hi,
from
Steve.
this veteran. That is so amazing.
Thanks,
oh, Diane, I completely agree. That is the NOMOC Nation's way. It's just an amazing, amazing community of people that I've gotten to know through you, Kevin. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't have the NOMOC Nation without you, Paul. 107 watching in the house.
They're all here for you, dear. Maybe we should do like Carol says. Carol says maybe we need a like spike for Paula, and nobody can do it like you do, Kevin.
Oh my gosh, you're going to make me do a like spike on your channel?
Yes. You've done it before.
Well, if you don't know what a like spike is, I'm getting ready to tell you. We're all going to smash the like button at the same exact time because I'm going to count us down from 5, starting right meow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like spike. Only you know.
I don't even know. I can't even see. Someone said that we had only 54 when we started. Was that correct?
I don't know. All I see is StreamYards.
All I see is StreamYard too, my dear. It says only 55? Did we only go up one? I don't
No.
know.
Right now you have 82. So I think you started with 54 and you have 82 in the house right now. Can I get 86? We have 86 likes. Looking for 87.
Can I get an 88?
Looking for 87 likes. We're selling right now at 86. 86 going once. 87. We have 87 likes right now.
I'll 87 likes. 90, Bob. I'll take it 90.
Someone took away their like, but there's still 87 likes. You can't take away a like and put it back. I still remember the high bid. The high bid is set 87. So we're looking for 88. We have 88 likes, right? 88 likes in the house right now. We're selling at 91 likes right now, people. We have 91. Thank you, ma'am, in the back.
Just that accent alone is worth it, folks.
92 likes right now. Can we sell it at 93? We are looking for 93.
We got a 93. Tim says we got a 93.
93 likes from the guy with his Ray. Put your shirt back on, please. Thank you, sir.
No,
you can't
no.
94 likes. Sorry,
we need to do the likes for the pups. Sean's brilliant. Let's do the likes for the pups.
95 likes right now. Listen, I'm the auctioneer, Paula. You're just the bystander. So do your 96. I'm messing with you. So we have 96. We're selling at one. We're going twice. 96
over 100.
Like 3 times and sold. 96 likes took it.
Oh my gosh, where do you get your spirit, Kevin? You do have this way of being this beacon, this shining light. So I can imagine it must have been really difficult for you when that felt dimmed. How do you normally keep yourself up like you are?
I've said it a couple times in either a live stream or a video before. My brain either fires on all 8 cylinders or it only fires on 1. And that's because it takes a lot of energy to be me. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all. We got another van lifer pulling up in a Road Tech 190. It looks like it's an 87 model Ram 3500 from California.
You know the year?
It looks like it's.
Are you a total nerd when it comes to autos or what?
I was just a police officer for a long time, so you memorize.
That makes perfect sense. Geesh, now I feel silly.
For kindly sake, why don't you get your head on straight, will you?
It is exhausting, being up because your whole body is even acting in a whole different way. Like it takes so much energy physically, let alone mentally. Because you also have to go up against some people that aren't always the kindest.
Yeah, that's, and I take a lot of that. Little tiny pieces of weight on my soul from nasty people one at a time. It can be overwhelming at some times because, I come from the police department. I come from the Coast Guard. I spent a great deal of my life seeing if we got called, it was to somebody's worst day of their life or one of the worst days of their life. And in the Coast
Mm-hmm.
Guard, I saw more things than I ever want to remember. So when that pool gets full, and it did towards the end of my police officer career, when other things come into your life like that, when you're much older, they weigh more than what they should because you're already carrying a whole bunch of baggage.
Oh, that makes sense. I was like, why do those bother me more now and I'm older and wiser? That makes sense. We're still carrying baggage.
Yeah, you can't erase that hard drive of our memories are there forever. Unless we get amnesia, those are going to be there forever. And they affect you when you sleep. They affect you when you're awake, when you're happy or when you're sad, when you're healthy or when you're sick. And when you're ill, your brain doesn't have the capacity or the energy to deal with a whole lot of things. So that's why unplugging for me, I guess you asked me, is how do I stay? This is just who I am. I've been like this since I was born or first started to be able to talk. And there was a long period of time too, where I wasn't like that. In the Coast Guard and in the police department. And now that I don't have this stress on my life anymore, I've woken back up. It was probably about a good 9 years ago when I became myself again, when I was deinstitutionalized from the military.
Yeah. I can understand the no more organized chaos, right?
Yeah, that came from the engineering, the manufacturing field, because the amount of greed on this planet and what they do to people to stay rich. They create, put it this way, they'll save a whole lot of money and make less because it doesn't hurt them. But the people above them want to make more money. So they're yelling at the people who are saving money, and the people who are saving money are coming at us saying, do better programming. And that's organized chaos.
Yeah.
And so I got out of it. No more of that crap.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you find when your mind's low, it drags your body out? Like a lot of people don't understand when a person's not well mentally first. That makes you physically ill, and being physically ill can do the same thing, make you feel mentally ill. So there's different things, like when you feed your body, you're also feeding your mind. So is there certain ways that you deal with your diet to try to keep well?
No, I've always just eaten anything under the table and on the table. My diet's not terrible, but it's not good. Like there's a lot of days where I'm eating normal, healthy stuff. Then there's a couple of days where I'm just doing convenience food. And my moods are always the same. Because of, so, I mean, I'm sure diet plays a little bit part of in it because, you got to have healthy foods to make your immune system work better. And,
I don't think cheese in a can counts 3 a.m. forage.
No. There's a new food group. So there's meat group, vegetable group, cheese in a can group, cheese group.
Oh my gosh.
It's dairy.
Oh my God.
It's dairy. It's good for you. Twice a day.
Let us have some little more teasers about your video that's coming out tomorrow. Please.
There is Barrett, who decided to chase a seagull into the ocean. And Barrett decided to take a little slightly different route back to me. And that route made him go boop. It was a big, gigantic hole under the water that he ran into. And when he was running on all 4 legs in the water, and all of a sudden Barrett's gone.
Can he swim, or did you have to dive in?
No, he swims fine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he swims fine.
Lillian wants to know, how did Barrett feel about being back home on the Oregon coast?
He hasn't stopped smiling. You'll see it in that video. The dog, there's so many clips of that dog running and coming up to the camera. And if you guys don't think dogs smile, you're going to change your mind after you watch that video.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think any of us can wait to watch it. What time are you releasing that video tomorrow?
Probably 6 a.m. Pacific time, so it's 9 Eastern.
7 my time. Oh, I know how I'm going to start my day tomorrow. Anybody else going to start their day watching Kevin first thing in the morning? Put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah, because tomorrow's video that I'm shooting tomorrow, not the one that's being released tomorrow, but the one I'm shooting tomorrow that's going to be released the following day, I'm actually starting that video walking on that beach when the sun's coming up. Because there's this mystical fog that rolls through. If you go back and watch the last time that I was here, let me see if I can find that video. I did a time lapse of when nighttime came in. It's at the very end of the video, and that time lapse is absolutely amazing. Let me see if I can find it. And then, do you mind if I link it in your
you
screen?
Go right ahead there, Kevin. You multitasker, you. Okay, there's a lot of new people in here, like Elephant Rock. Or Elephant's Rock is pretty new to me. Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot on your streams too, but I'm trying, and that's the thing, trying to remember if I saw them here or there. Yeah, a lot of really new people. That's awesome.
Okay, so I am going to copy this link.
And you're going to private chat it and I post it?
No, I'm going to put it right in your chat.
Oh yeah, you've both open, don't you, StreamYard and YouTube?
Yeah. So there you go.
Kid. You are a kid, because I think I'm a little bit older than you.
I think you're a year, maybe 2.
Oh, let's not push it. I thought we were talking a couple months. Listen, little brother.
Yes, sister. Seriously. If you want, link that video in your description when you close this video out for the people who are going to come watch it later. Because not everybody knows how to work this live chat while they're watching a replay of a video. So yeah, throw it back into if you will. It's your channel. You can do whatever you want, but you can link that in your description.
I also want to thank Van Life Rocks. He's been continuously dropping your links throughout this live stream. That's awesome. We definitely
drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Ray gets the stream and he drops it like it's hot.
So what are some more of your plans in, like, let's say the rest of 2021? Anything big coming?
Yeah, so we have a 45 plus day road trip with Adventures with Purpose. That ironically starts at the same exact time as M21. I may be able to sneak into M21 for one day and then meet those guys. I'm going to see. But so till November. Hi, Bella. So till November, we'll be doing some cold cases. And then after that, I'm going to be chasing the warmer weather. I might go see Mom right before I do that because she's in Florida. It's warm weather there. Okay. So I might go down and see her and spend some time with her for Thanksgiving. She's on a very long road trip right now. She just flew to Washington. She's visiting my brother-in-law and my sister, and then she's flying to Colorado to see her grandkids and my sister and my other brother-in-law. And then she's going back home. So she's on a big NOMOC road trip right now herself. So then I'll spend maybe Easter with her, and then I want to do Christmas, New Year's at the Grand Canyon.
Oh, nice.
Kind of bring the new year at the Grand Canyon. But you never know what this road's going to bring, or what's around the next corner, or what. One thing that I definitely really, really enjoy doing is having my own free ability in my brain to be able to take a left at the fork instead of a right at the fork if it looks better. I'm so lucky to do what I do for a living. And it's because of every single one of you guys in this chat. And it's because of every single person that comments, likes a video, watches a video. A lot of people are helping me out financially, which is a huge bonus to me right now because I lost an investment that I was when I started this life with, and they're really helping me out there to continuously keep me on the road. They have my back in Discord like there's no tomorrow. They're reaching out, trying to figure out ways to make merchandise for me, have auctions and do this and donate all that money back to me.
Wow.
So I can continue to do this. I'm the luckiest man on the planet, not only because I can do this. If I was doing this and I was a millionaire, I never had to worry about money, I would be 1/1,000,000th as lucky as I am doing this right now, having all these people with me, because it's a family where I'm like their brother or their father or their son or something of that nature to them, that they're paying it forward to me to be able to keep doing what I'm doing. And the only way that I can repay them is to show them this country, one, but two, be who I am and just spread positivity through this community. So gosh, I mean, I get to wake up every single morning and do this. I'm the luckiest man on the planet.
I think Diane's right. She says, Kevin, we are the lucky ones because we have you.
Oh, thank you.
NOMOC Nation's got your back. That's right, Michael Ann. Absolutely.
Hi, Michael Ann.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I see a lot of blessings that have come your way, and I imagine that would continue. But you know what? Before this stream is over, I'm going to ask you some stuff similar to like I did with Dan when he was on here, right? When you're working with Adventures with Purpose, some of that stuff that you guys see, how do you deal with that? Like, there's stuff that we don't see because it has to be cut out because it's just too much trauma. How do you cope with that?
I am unfortunately lucky to have enough experience with family emotions because of the Coast Guard and the police department that I'm a different person going on these cases than somebody who's been like a banker their entire life or whatever. I have some just experience over time with it. So for me, it's hard. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of not knowing up until that point where there's a confirmation saying we found him or her. And then there is the air changes. The barometer, I guess, is what changes the atmosphere around you when that happens, because there's more crying, there's more tears, but it's very light. It's a very non-dense, harsh feeling because it's like weights. You can see literally the weight come off family's shoulders. And I've only been a part of a couple of those type of experience with Adventures with Purpose.
But you get to see some of the closure where people can start to move forward now instead of being stuck.
Yeah. And the one that I was on, a woman, her sister was missing for 30 years, and Jared and Sam found her in like 15 minutes.
Relief tears, right, Sean? Yeah. Healing tears. Exactly. You guys are so right. So right. So what else have you got for us? Or should I let people ask you questions?
Well, it's your channel. You ask me a question, I'll answer it. If you want to turn it over to them,
Chat, this is your time.
Still sit here.
What kind of nonsense can we try to get him on the hook for tonight?
I
won't. A thing. What else?
Yeah, I won't hide anything. So you guys feel free to ask me whatever you want, and I don't really have a whole lot to hide anyway. So
well, that's pretty good. Yeah, Tiny Acre says that they watch Adventures with Purpose and they think it's very wonderful what they do and what you do, Kevin.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now that's not an all the time job. How do you know when you're working and when you're not?
Well, this is really the only second season for Adventures with Purpose. The first season, I think they did a couple different longer road trips, one really long one, and that's the one I went on a couple of times because that's when I quit my job and was able to travel with them. But as their movement grows and their notoriety grows and their just the amount of social media that we have these days, they're growing faster. He's got like 1.4 million subscribers already.
Oh, that's crazy.
So they get a lot of emails. I remember
when he only had 1 million.
So long ago, I swear to God. So they get a lot of emails, from people looking for help, a lot of text messages or whatever, however they get reached. And Jared, I don't know how he does it or his format for doing it, but he'll take a whole bunch of those cases and he'll condense them into one, how likely they are to be able to help them. Because if it's somebody that's missing in the water and there's no car, they just drowned, that's difficult. They're not going to take that case. I'm not Jared. I don't know, but I would imagine that you can't use sonar on skin and bones or whatever. So they value the amount of success they can do to a case, and they condense them into a road trip, and they go on a road trip. If that's the way they do it, I would think. I never really asked Jared. You guys kind of have to ask
they
yourself.
would probably go, here's the equipment we have. This is our particular skill set. Let's focus on this area, right?
Yeah, they obviously will work on cases that they have more high probability of solving than ones that are like iffy. Yeah. Because it's all about bringing. They only have so much time, and there are only so many people that can go on these road trips.
Yeah.
So they're obviously going to pick the highest success rate they can possibly have, because it's about bringing families answers, not about giving I don't knows and sorry we couldn't help, but we tried.
So Lillian wants to know, what town are you in?
I am just north of Brookings, Oregon.
Any more interviews with unwelling horses? Okay, which one did I miss? What the heck? What is this, Kevin?
Okay, so there's a live stream that I did where I taped a microphone, a little tiny microphone on the end of a stick. Is actually this rod right here.
Okay.
And I hooked that microphone up to my phone, and I walked around at Bree's house, TGIF, because I was boondocking on her property for a couple of days, and I walked around interviewing horses' butts and their mouths, and I even interviewed a small little dog and some chickens, and I would hold the microphone to my mouth, and then I would point it at the horse's face or the horse's butt when they would answer, and I got farted on a couple times.
Gross. Okay, let's change the subject. How are your siblings, and how is your mom doing?
Mom's doing good. Her spirits are good. She's going through a lot. My dad's in a nursing home, and he's not getting any better. He's got onset dementia. It's called aphasia, the shrinking of the brain. So it gets worse. He can't stand, he can't walk, he can't talk.
Speech is aphasia, right?
Yeah, he can't talk. You're a nurse. You know what aphasia is, right?
I'm not a nurse.
Or you're in social work?
I'm just really smart, Kevin. I'm just really smart.
So maybe I was picturing you in a nurse's outfit. And that's probably
We'll talk about that later. No, just kidding. No, I work in the healthcare field, but I'm not a nurse. Yeah.
So, he can't talk. He's just not there. So she's going on through a lot with him. She's lived with somebody her entire life. It was the day she got married is the day she moved out of her parents' house and with him. And this is the first going on full year now. It's a little over a year that she's, had the house to herself. And
well, it's also now, in a relationship, especially with so many years, he has his role, she has hers, and now she has all of it. Plus a concern for his health, plus, on and on and on. It's a lot, definitely. But it's good to hear that she's doing some traveling too.
Yeah. Yeah. She lives down in Florida, right over here, and she's flying all the way to Washington and then to Colorado and then back to Florida. So she's doing what I did and going across the country.
Gotta love it. Have you been to
wondering if...
Oh, sorry, what?
Go ahead. If you guys are wondering what my mom is like, she's just like me. She's a jokester.
Oh, then we would just adore her. Absolutely.
She was on a live stream.
I think one of the first live streams I watched of yours, you were with your mom.
Yeah. I was at her house when you interviewed me the first time.
Yeah. So Hug Point in Oregon. What is Hug Point, and have you been there?
I've never even heard of it. So if I have, I didn't know.
It sounds nice.
I want to go to Kiss Point.
I'm just scrolling down to see what I'm trying to catch up. Just outside of Brookings, Oregon. S. Hawkins?
Mrs. Hawkins.
Ron's like, and he still uses the same mic that the horse answered to.
No, this isn't it.
Okay.
That mic is somewhere in my drawer. I don't know where it's at, but yeah, it's a little lavalier mic that you clip on your collar. Well, I decided to clip it to a stick. Like Johnny.
Oh, sorry.
Like The Price is Right back in the 70s and 80s, that long mic, the little tiny little microphone. That's what I used.
I was going to say I completely agree with Dorothy. It's really hard for parents to get older because we don't see them that way, right? And now it's like, oh my gosh, it's my turn next.
Yeah. You kind of put yourself in the time frame. Okay, I was 45, or they were 45 when I was this age. Now I have this many years left till I start not being able to remember.
Is there a road trip with Mama coming soon?
Oh yeah, I'm traveling from California to Indiana, delivering a puppy. That's a pretty darn big, long road trip.
Oh, look at this. Hugs for everybody. Oh, thank you, Steve. I think we all enjoyed that. That was awesome. And Sean says, your mom is awesome. She's a very sweet mom.
She's a good person. She's a good person. She said has said 2 swear words her entire life, and I'm pretty sure they were both at me when I was a kid.
Anybody else agree with that? I agree. I bet you were a handful as a kid.
I was actually a really good kid. I wasn't very good in school. I mean, my parents struggled with me not paying attention in school because I was always looking out the window wanting to do something outside. But when it came to getting in trouble, no, I literally was probably one of the best behaved kids on the planet.
That's awesome.
But my parents, they never worried about me.
They never went wrong.
Well, I got into a van.
No, it sounds like things are going really well for you. I mean, when you talk about your past and your present, it seems like you yourself have much more of a purpose. I mean, you've done things that have huge purpose, but your purpose is more focused on yourself and what feels good.
Well, yeah. Well, I've said this before. It's that the human body, the human spirit's designed to produce. So you have stress, this level, and you have production, which is this level. And if you don't keep those balanced, your stress and your production, if stress goes way too high, you're not producing anything. Yeah. If you're producing way too much, your stress level goes up. So if you got to keep them both on an even keel and balance. And I could do this life stress-free, just going there and traveling, but I wouldn't have any balance. My balance would be way down, or my production would be way down here because I'm just doing what I want to do. But I'm producing, I'm making film, I'm doing live streams, I'm a part of this Paying It Forward movement, and I'm serving with Adventures with Purpose. I'm serving by taking a dog. I'm producing something. So it's keeping my spirit where it should be. Plus my faith in God, he drives me every single where I go. It's not like I'm deciding to go somewhere. There's a reason why I'm going there, and I don't ask questions. I just go.
That's awesome. 3 a.m. Forge says, I don't think that's where you went wrong, Kevin. I think that's where you found yourself. I think that is
yeah, it could be. Yeah, very, very well could be.
Oh, Lillian would like you to give the doggies a treat for her, please.
Wow. Didn't know I had a mother on my stream or this stream. Barry, you want a treat?
There's lots of dog lovers. Lots of dog lovers.
Come up here.
Aw, are you going to get some hugs? Oh, they're so pretty.
There you go.
Ow, and they're just like super gentle.
There's your treats.
Before I forget, can I get all of my channel members and moderators to drop their links? And can we get someone to drop the link for Van Life of Gina so that we can do a Van Vita raid at the top of the hour? We have about 5 minutes left. Oh my goodness. Is that Diet A&W?
Diet Mountain Dew. It's for Ray.
Or Mountain W? Keepers, I can't read. I meant the one but said the other. I drink root beer. Anyways, are you and
I do that to women.
The only 2 people I've ever seen drink Diet Mountain Dew is you and Ray.
Ray actually said, "You know what? Stop buying those energy drinks and save some money and drink some Diet Mountain Dew." So I'm riding that boat for about a month. We'll see how that works out. I'll let Ray know. He'll be the first to know.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Carol says she loves your short, Kevin.
I don't have a tall Kevin.
I was wondering, what's going on here?
Maybe she meant shirt.
Oh yeah. Well, there we go. That's exactly it. Oh, Gloria's like pretty babies. Yes. Yeah. They are so sweet. So sweet. So tomorrow morning, your next video comes out.
It comes out at 6 a.m.
Oh, oops,
Yeah.
shirt. Yeah, you're right. Laura says, enjoy your escape, Kevin.
No, I'm found. I'm back.
It doesn't seem like you're really taking much of a break, because if you're doing a whole bunch of different pullouts, right? Like, you've gotten away from the people somewhat, but you're still so active.
Yeah, it wasn't. I found out it wasn't a break I needed. I needed to get to a place that's for me is majestic. I guess I find a lot of clarity and a lot of recharge or a lot of rejuvenation of nature. And as soon as I got here, because I've been here before many times, and each time that I've been here, it's been amazing. And everything about it's so magical. So as soon as I got here, I'm fixed. I'm cured, ready to go, ready to get back out there and do it.
There is something about being out in nature. It is so soothing. And for me, I love being in water. Maybe that's because I'm from the prairies and we don't have as much of it. But like swimming in an ocean, it's there. That is for me the most freeing feeling in the whole world.
Well, I tell you what, Paula, when you can get down to the States, if you can make some time to drive this 101, I'll stop in and show you some of my favorite spots. You're going to see moss-covered trees, clouds running through them.
Mm-hmm.
And then driving 5 miles further and the sun is shining down on top of a mountain, beaches with rocks. I mean, if you can get down here for a couple of days, I'll meet you out here and show you some of the spots.
Well, that sounds absolutely fantastic. I appreciate the offer. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's here in the chat tonight. It is so nice to have you all here. Some really amazing people here. Oh, wait, I guess a freeing feeling was jumping out of that plane.
I got to ask you a question. Did you pee just a little bit?
Nope, not at all. I thought, like, my mom was teasing me. She's like, well, you said you're going to do this on your live streams. So everybody knows if you chicken out. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to chicken out. I've wanted to do this for decades. And realized I don't need anyone else to do it with me for me to skydive, right? I was going tandem.
Just a tandem guy.
Attached to the instructor, right? And like as we're getting up there, I wasn't getting nervous. I was getting more and more and more excited. The scary part was the leaving the plane. Because when you're getting out, and I was supposed to put my foot on this spot, but the wind keeps blowing my foot off of it, and I'm so preoccupied with where that foot's going, and then all of a sudden we're out of the plane. But it was amazing. It was such a rush, and yeah, I actually have a few more adventures coming up in the next couple of weeks as well that I'm going to be filming on my epic spirit kind of year.
Yeah, I'll be watching.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really pushing myself this year to push beyond fear. Yeah. Oh, Janice says, plus the hunk. What was this? Wait, I just jumped. Plus the hunk she was strapped to made my mouth water. Janice, he's married. And I work with his wife. Do I ever travel through Northern Ontario? I will be going out to Ontario in September. Not really sure how all of that plan is working, but I am going to be out there. Oh, and Tracy, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that sent super chats tonight. We were in the middle of our conversation, so I didn't get an opportunity to individually thank them, but it is so appreciated, and it is going towards fixing the ambulance. I'm like, at some point, I have to be able to go somewhere. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Okay, I'm going to bring this to an end. We're all going to go raid Van Life with Gina. I want to thank each and every one of you so very much for being here, and I will see you all on what day of the week, Kevin? Do I do my other live stream?
I don't know.
Saturdays. Saturday nights are crazy.
All I know throughout the entire week is that I may or may not have a live stream because it may or may not be Tuesday or Saturday. I don't know what day of the week it is.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And thank you, Kevin. Bye.
Thanks.